Hello everyone, this is Sharmini Yasmin presenting Open Source Intelligence Passive Recon from Grand Canyon University, course CYP 610 Penetration Testing and Risk Management. Today I'll be focusing on how to use open source intelligence and passive reconnaissance technique during the early stages of the penetration testing. In this presentation, I will walk through passive reconnaissance analysis I conducted on Wells Fargo Bank, a major Fortune 500 financial institution. For the executive focus, I concentrated on their chief financial officer, Mike Santo Massimo, who plays a critical role in financial reporting, regulatory filings, and quarterly earnings. His position makes him a realistic target for social engineering attacks. I am currently operating in the reconnaissance phase of cyber operation, specifically passive OSINT. This means I am not scanning, probing, or touching any Wells Fargo system. Instead, all information comes from publicly available sources such as public website, DNS records, news articles, SEC regulatory filings, professional profiles, corporate reports. The goal is at this stage to map the attack surface and identify realistic attack vector that could be used later during active reconnaissance. Once formal authorization is generated, next I will explain the tools and methodology used. Wells Fargo was founded in 1852, headquartered in San Francisco, and ranked 41 on the 2022 Fortune 500. The company manages 1.9 trillion in assets, serves 1 in 3 US householders. Um, its core services include consumer banking, mortgages, credit cards, corporate commercial banks, wealth management, finance, and payments. Major attack surface areas are 17,300 plus branches, 12,000 plus ATMs, and a large public internet mobile presence via wellsfargo.com. Next, we look at C-suite officer. Mike Santomacio as CFO oversees financial reporting, regulatory filings, capital management, and quarterly earnings performance. Public sources like earning call transcripts, SEC filings, and press release show that he is deeply involved in time-sensitive financial decisions and regulatory deadlines. That makes the CFO a high-value social engineering target in a real-world scenario. Using multi-go style reasoning and the OSINT framework, I started with Wells Fargo's public presence. The primary domain is wellsfargo.com, and from DNS and public references, I can infer several important subdomains such as online.wellsfargo.com for consumer online banking, connect.wellsfargo.com for employee or partner access, mail.wellsfargo.com likely tied to corporate mail or possibly Microsoft 365. These domains are observed only, not scanned. They help us understand where attackers might focus once active reconnaissance is authorized. Next, let's look at the executive target. From public contact format and corporate patterns, I can infer an email structure similar to firstname.lastname at wellsfargo.com. This allows an attacker to construct a likely address for the CFO without ever probing the system. This is a simulated phishing email um, created strictly for educational purposes. It is not to be sent under any circumstances. This email uses a realistic pretext involving financial reporting, regulatory deadlines, um, executive level urgency. Because these topics align with the CFO's responsibilities, this message appears credible and increases the likelihood of engagement. This demonstrates how attackers can weaponize publicly available information gathered during passive reconnaissance. From a legal standpoint, activities like phishing, scanning, attempted access fall under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. A penetration test must have written authorization, a defined scope, and a clear rules of engagement. Anything outside that scope is considered unauthorized. From legal Christian ethical perspective, penetration testing must be grounded in integrity. Even when using deception in a control test like phishing, the underlying intent must be honest, protecting the organization and its people, not exploiting them. Love of neighbor. Penetration testing, when properly authorized, is a way of loving uh, one's neighbor by helping prevent real attackers from causing harm. Stewardship using technical skills responsibility. Technical skills are form of stewardship. They should be used to defend and strengthen system, not to gain unauthorized advantage. Respect for human dignity. Employees are not targets um, to be shamed, but people to be educated and protected. Reporting should focus on systematic improvement, not personal humiliation. Our goal is always to protect, not exploit. Thank you, everyone.